let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go!
Six!
It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Start your day with a jolt of energy and no-holds-barred opinions. This is The Rush, where Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bring you bold, unfiltered, and uncensored takes on sports, life, and everything in between. Buckle up and let's go.
Better late than never, right? Better late than never. We're here. We show up for work sometimes on time. Good to have you along on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. If you're listening on the audio stream or on the Android Rush Radio app, thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube, give this channel a subscription, give the video a like, start leaving your comments. And, of course, you can always follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram. Good morning, Ross Peterson. I apologize for my my stupidity and my lack of knowledge when it comes to a computer.
You're fine. Totally fine. We're on the air. Not what were we, 3 minutes, 4 minutes behind schedule?
We hit the countdown at 6 minutes. Usually we hit it at 6 o'clock. We usually hit it at 5:55, so we're going live right at 6. But Ross logged on, and I didn't talk to him right away, and I went and made some coffee, and I came back, and he's like, hey, I'm like, I can't hear you. And I thought it was on his end. Then we did a little test with his phone, and we're like, oh, it's on my end. And if you guys know me, I'm not very smart when it comes to computers. And so I start making phone calls to my son and called once, twice, 3 times, no answer. Then what do you do, Ross? When you get really desperate, what do? You text the girlfriend and say, hey.
Oh, is that what you did?
Yeah, I texted Lizzie. I said, Radio 911, please have Owen call me.
Smart.
Yeah, yes. But see, he can sit there in half a days frustrated with me because he's like, you should know this, Dad. Yeah. No, what Dad should really do is write settings down so he remembers what they're supposed to be on. I would like to know how randomly stuff just gets mixed up, like just switches, because that's what happened.
Technology, it's great until it isn't, right?
Yeah.
Did I tell you about my health exam that I had the other day?
Well, you did not, because I texted you and I said, hey, are you going to make the meeting? And you're like, dude, I'm at the doctor's office. I'm fasting and I can't go anywhere outside the lobby or something like that.
Again, great system. I walk in and there's nothing in this lobby except for an iPad. There's a little metal stand with an iPad. Check in here. Okay, go over. I check in. It knows who I am. Are you this person? Are you checking in for this appointment? Yes. It was a 12:30 appointment. It was 12:01 when I checked in, and I happened to be in the neighborhood. So one of the options is, do you want to wait in the parking lot, and we'll text you when it's your turn? Perfect. Now I can sit out there and do real estate stuff. Had a lot of stuff happening on Monday. Perfect. So I sit out in the Jeep, fire up the laptop. Gets to be 12:30. Excuse me.
It's okay.
Gets to be 12:30. No text. 12:40. No text. I'm to the point I have to pee, and I'm like, well, I know I'm going to have to do a urine sample, so maybe I'll just go in and see if I can just give them the urine sample before they're ready for me. 12:50. I go in kiosk. I'm Ross Peterson, and they go, yeah, you're more than 10 minutes late for your appointment. You've missed your appointment. Can't see it today. Do you want to? There's a button again. Everything's on a kiosk. Do you want to hit the button that says join the lobby to be walk-in line? Join the walk-in line. Too late in the day for you to do that. We're not accepting walk-ins for the day.
So you've been fasting all day.
Yeah. It's almost 1 o'clock, and that thing is. I'm at that point. I'm hangry. You know what I mean? I'm not. And I'm like, oh, you can't be kidding me.
And you can't talk to anybody?
Go to the door. There is a phone number on the door. If you're having issues, call this number. And I called the number and I said, here's who I am. This is where. And the lady even was like, man, technology, it's great. It works till it doesn't, right? She goes, the system tells us it sent you a text at 12:28 to say, hey, come inside. I got that text at 2:06 in the afternoon.
Really? Now, did they let you inside?
Oh,
Did
yeah. They were great
okay.
about it. The lady was like, "Oh my gosh, we were trying to get a hold of you. We're sorry. Go back in and tell the ladies who you are." So,
You know what's interesting about that is that it probably did send you a text at 12:28. I've noticed this on my phone every once in a while. My wife will send me a text, or you know how you got to get those security codes from like a credit card company or something to get it like doesn't come, and then like a half hour later, it pops up. It's not like text messaging. It may send the text, but for some reason your phone just doesn't receive said text.
and I completely agree with you. It's because I had the exact same thing happen. Or a group text. You're in a room with. I'll be in a room with Charter, and he'll be like, "Oh, did you see that thing Benzie just sent? Huh?" Pull your phone up, and like 7 minutes later, your phone buzzes. You're like, or yeah, in this case, a couple hours. So no big deal. They were great about it.
But see, you are persistent. There are probably a lot of people who just would have said, got really mad, frustrated, and left and started all over again and just been mad at the doctor's office that instead of going, "Hey, I was here. What's going on?"
You have that moment, right? You have that moment of like, man, no, screw this. I'm going to, this is America. I thought this was America. And then you go, wait, these are just people getting through the day too. The lady came out. She's like, we even came into the lobby and said, "Is Ross Peterson here? Anybody hear Ross?"
Moral of the story, technology doesn't always work, and maybe don't go to your car. Go ahead and wait in the lobby.
And normally I would have done that, but I was super early. I'd already made my run to, I even stopped at like Habitat for Humanity and tried to kill some time there. Remember when Habitat for Humanity used to be like you could go there and get deals on stuff?
Well, yeah, because they had like the Restore, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. The place I had to go to do this stuff was right by the Restore. So I was like, yeah, kill some time. I used to love walking around the Restore. Now I walk around and I just go, nah.
Because I think pickers have found out that it's the place to go.
That's the case too. Yeah. Rugs. They got good rugs. Cheapest rugs in town, I think.
Yeah, my wife's like that. We have a store over here called Half Off, and they have a delivery day. And so that's when all the pickers show up to get stuff that's half off. And so if you go in on the weekends, like it's all just cleared out. But if you go on like Thursday at 10, the line's out the door because that's when all the people that know the good stuff shows up.
All right. Since we're going down rabbit holes, and this is what we do, okay?
Yes.
Sunday, it's Easter, right?
Yeah.
The church that we go to is across the street from a Quick Star. So most mornings, if we have time, we stop there on the way to church, and that's, get a drink, get a donut, get something. Every day, every Sunday, we go there. There's no Glazers. That's their glazed donut in a little 6-pack box. Okay. Never are there Glazers. You can get blueberry donuts. You can get the cherry, whatever. There's never just the normal Glazers. We walk in on Easter Sunday, Travis. They're stacked up. I mean, they got Glazers for days.
Really?
I'm like, Audrey, they got Glazers. They never have Glazers on Sunday morning. We should get some Glazers for, and the lady behind the counter goes, yeah, it's because they come in frozen now. Excuse me? She goes, yeah, they used to come off the truck fresh, and we had people waiting in the parking lot. You couldn't. She's like, the reason we never had Glazers on Sundays is because if you weren't here when the truck pulled in the parking lot, you didn't get one. What? There were donut hunters following the Quick Star truck to different locations to get the warm Glazers?
But people know the difference between a frozen donut and a fresh donut.
I'll tell you what, I didn't until I bit into it.
So it looked the same, then you bit into it and you went, oh.
It even kind of looked a little different.
Did it?
Little bit.
Now, we're still big fans of Quick Star, but Quick Star, you're breaking our heart.
Love
you're breaking our heart here, right?
Yeah. I don't have any comparison. I don't know that I ever had a warm off the truck Glazer.
Because you didn't get there early enough to get one.
And that just seems like an oxymoron to me also.
Wow.
Fresh off the truck.
That is an oxymoron, isn't it?
Am I
Fresh
wrong?
off
Am
the
I
truck.
wrong on that? But apparently it was a real thing.
Wow. So now they
And yeah, be clear here. Not a knock on Quick Star at all.
No.
Quick Star is killing it.
I almost had a falling down moment yesterday. Oh yeah.
Like a Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas falling down moment. Yes. Traffic. Well, and I don't know how anybody else feels about this. And what's the traffic like in Des Moines right now? Do you guys got a lot of construction going on?
Yeah. Certain parts of town, it's difficult.
On interstate or the side roads?
Both. In fact, I would say both.
So in Omaha, we've got a lot of construction going on. And on my way to work, I'm not kidding, it takes me about 20, 25 minutes to get to work anyway. It is now delayed there is a stretch of I-80 that goes from 3 lanes to 2 lanes. So on the way home and on the way to work, it adds almost another 15 to 20. So it's about a 45-minute, 50-minute commute to work. I was coming home yesterday, and the line was backed up all the way on the on-ramp. So, I mean, it was backed up on I-80, backed up on the on-ramp. And here's where you have to use the zip rule to perfection. If you don't use the zip, you have to, and you have to respect the zipper merge, right? So what happens is you start getting in line, and the zipper merge is one after another. And if you follow that, things will go fairly quickly. Sorry, my neck just tensed up.
Oh, wow.
I appreciate and I respect motorcyclists. I do. But just because you have a 2-wheel vehicle that's smaller and they can navigate through traffic quicker doesn't mean you get to disobey the rules. It doesn't. And at that point, I start wishing death upon people. I mean, because you're just, and then what happens is 4-wheel vehicles see said vehicle, motorcycle, and say, well, if the motorcycle can do it, I can do it. So then you have everybody following the motorcycle to try to get up as far as they can. And now you've got massive backup. And I'm just sitting there seething, Ross, because I'm like, can't you people read what's going on? Can't you people understand the basic laws of driving and weaving in and out of traffic? And then it's just frustrating to me that people don't understand the zipper merge. And it started with a motorcycle because he thought he could just ride the shoulder and go ahead of everybody and inspire cars behind him to do the exact same thing.
Motorcycles are one of those examples, kind of like sometimes bicyclists fall into this category too, where they are their own worst enemy. Because it's also one of those examples of how you represent more than yourself. When you're on a motorcycle and you do something stupid, human nature does not go, wow, stupid guy on a motorcycle. Human nature goes, oh, stupid motorcyclist.
Yes.
Not that guy's making a bad decision right now and being dumb. No, people that ride motorcycles make bad decisions, and they're reckless and they don't care about the law. And by the way, over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, we've all seen this exact thing play out. And motorcyclists can claim that to even try to fight this is ridiculous. You might be a really good motorcycle rider. You probably are. You follow all the rules, do all the things right. As a collective, you do not. And then when they get in groups, talk about herd mentality and mob mentality. Even on if you see a group of motorcyclists and they are on a charity ride, and I use those words with air quotes because they use that as a shield to get out in these huge groups, and then they don't have to follow any laws. They don't have to do anything. They run through stoplights. Your time doesn't matter. Why? Because they're on a ride for a charity. They don't even know the person.
We're saving
They don't
Bob.
even know. Right.
We're saving Bob.
We're some kid, some tragedy happened, and we're now milking that as a way for us to get out here and pretend to be lawless. We're outlaws. Douchebag. And then this is how they get that reputation, is because, dude, I live by the freeway. At 2 a.m, it's not uncommon to hear this.
So you've done two sounds. You've got the Harley rider and you've got the crotch rockets.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly it. Right there was the crotch.
But again, it's motorcycles. They're their own worst enemy.
Why is that? Why do they have a sense of entitlement when they
Travis, it's human beings, man. I did it on a bike. When I rode my bicycle, I did the exact same thing. And then I was looped in with those guys that were even douchier than me, which is a hard thing to do. So, and I knew it. And so you just try to represent that group as best you can. And if you're a motorcycle rider, I think that when you put on your uniform and you climb on the bike, you have to know that. All right, I just put on the uniform of people that have this perception, that are going to break the law, that people are going to expect me to probably be the dangerous one out there on the road. I need to make sure I'm extra not that. Right? I mean, and that, I think that's how you have to approach it. I understand what the perception is here, and I want to change that perception. So I've got to be, I have to act in this way to try to drag the mean in my direction. But that is usually not what happens. And then with this situation, you get one that. So Travis, explain to us exactly what happened. You're merging into the 3-2. And everybody's
I'm trying to get on the internet. I'm on the on-ramp. So
that's right. Okay.
So you've got an on-ramp on the right, and then I'm turning so I've got an on-ramp with 2 entries to it.
Okay.
And so that's backed up for a mile.
And the motorcycle I thought you were saying he hit the side and went around cars or something.
Yeah, that's what so once we're all merging and you got the zip, he goes, well, screw it. I can take the shoulder as far as I want to go. And then, but what that does is it pisses everybody else off, and then cars get behind him and try to do the same thing. Well, said motorcycle I'll freely admit, has a lot more room to navigate to get in and out of traffic. Old 4-wheel Dodge Ram 4x4 doesn't.
Right.
And so everybody else follows him, and all of a sudden you've got a backup on the regular lane, you've got a backup on the shoulder, and now you're slowing it down even more. And I'm like, it's not. I'm like, people, we're here every single day. This hasn't changed for a couple of weeks. You probably drive the same stretch of road every single day, only to improve your spot, maybe 3 or 4 cars, and really not get to your destination any faster because you're going to get stalled even more. Now, I'm the guy who, if you do that to me, I'm not letting you in. I will be the biggest prick in the world and make sure you do not merge ahead of me. I purposely just pull up and go, and they're weaving over. I'm like, no, I would have done it back there where it was the proper place to do it, but you chose to drive all the way up here to see if you could just butt yourself in.
I think a lot of us are that way. Like, no, I already let my guy in.
Yeah, I did that 5 cars back.
I let my guy in. You back there.
And then they get frustrated. They say, come on, let me in. No, I would have let you in. But you did this to yourself. And now you're hurrying just to get up here. But man, I was like, man, if I was right, I already don't have any hair, but I was like, give me the black rimmed glasses. I was like,
I think every person I know can relate to that movie. The older you get, in some way you relate to that movie. The McDonald's scene. I'd like a breakfast sandwich. Oh, we stopped serving breakfast 3 minutes ago. Yeah, can I get one of those breakfast sandwiches? Can you heat one of those up for me? No. And again, however so I'm glad you didn't freak out. Because especially in stopped traffic. Oh, man, what would you do if some guy... We were talking about that flight or fight thing yesterday. What if you're honking, you son of a bitch?
Well, and that's the thing.
All of a sudden the guy gets out of the car, you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm always tough in the car, right? Though it's funny. I looked over and I saw probably a teenage girl laughing at me because a guy came up once I got on the interstate and another car did it again. And I believe the word "you effing moron" came out of my mouth. And I put my hand out the window like, what are you doing? You're just making it worse. And I look over and she's just laughing at me. I'm like, yeah, I'm that guy, just dropping the F-bomb, being real tough behind the wheel. That's me, Mr. Tough Guy behind the wheel.
My favorite thing that ever happened in any road ragey moment. And people in Des Moines will know exactly what I'm talking about here. If you take if you take Merle Hay Road all the way south, it tees off at University. Okay, so I am going south on Merle Hay. I've got to turn left onto University. Well, people that are going east on University, they're turning north onto Merle Hay. Okay. And I'm sitting at the light and cars are turning in front of me and going past me. And I'm watching and the light goes yellow and the stream of cars keeps turning and the light goes red and the stream of cars keeps turning and keeps turning. And now my light goes green and there's still cars in the middle of the lane turning. And it's this older lady. She's probably in her 70s. She had white hair. She's driving 10 and 2 and she's right in front of me. And now my light's green and I can't go. And I honk at her. Honk! And she looks at me and goes like this. She's driving like this. She goes.
Sticks her tongue out at you.
All she did, stuck her tongue out at me. That was it. And it totally changed my mood, dude. I went from 11 to 1. I went, yeah. Oh,
she stuck her tongue out. She
stuck her tongue out at me. What? And it was perfect. She's like, what are you going to do about it? You relax.
AJ, welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. What's going on?
Good morning from the Northlands, boys. How we doing today?
What's up, AJ? How are you, bud?
Hey, I just had to tell you, since you're talking about traffic, Travis, that you guys know I work and I'm out on the road, Iowa, Minnesota all the time, Nebraska. Minnesota people think when they get across maybe I've told you this story before, but when Minnesota people get across the Iowa border, they think it's the Iowa Autobahn between the border and Ames. And I can be going 79 mile an hour, and I'll bet every time I will get passed by somebody from Minnesota going by me. And then they don't drive that fast in Minnesota, but they do in Iowa. So if you're listening from Minnesota, you know that I'm right.
Well, AJ, I'll tell you what. The only time I'm scared on the interstate is from Altoona to Iowa City, because I've been going 95 at times, and I'm like, I'm getting past at 95. I mean,
I would agree with you on that too, Travis. It's 100%. So,
and then
AJ, my pet peeve, like you were talking about your zipper, is I hate people on the interstate that are going slow in the left lane. That makes me want to just flip out, just like you did yesterday. It's the passing lane for a reason.
Exactly.
I used to go on road trips with my mom, and my mom was a left lane driver, and I would say it to her.
Oh,
I was one of those passengers. I'd kind of be looking in the mirror and looking behind, and very like theatrical. Don't hang up on AJ, because I got a couple questions for AJ. You didn't hang up on him, did you?
Nope, didn't hang up on him.
Yeah, and finally I'd be like, Mom, you should get over. You should get over. AJ, all right, you said something there, and it piqued my interest. Let me ask you a couple of geography questions. The state to the south of us, the state to the south of Iowa is?
Missouri.
Oh, okay. Our national capital, blank D.C.
Washington.
This guy, he said I'm driving down the road going 79 mile an hour.
Yeah.
And I swore he'd be a Missouri, Washington guy. AJ?
I thought Missouri for sure.
I like it, AJ. All right, good for you, buddy.
My parents are full timers at the Lake of the Ozarks, and I call it Missouri all the time. And they're starting to call it Missouri now, and I'm like, oh my God, you're killing me. So it's Missouri. So yeah.
People start the further south you get, the worse it gets. There's some people that call this one town Louisville. It gets bad, man. It gets bad. Louisville.
Thanks, AJ.
You guys have a great day. Take care.
Thanks,
Bye.
brother.
Bye-bye. I had friends that used to say, like, hey, why do you drive so fast on the interstate? And they'd go, those little signs say 80 for a reason. I just thought that was a good line.
515-517-2303. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Spring is here, and so are spring pests. Whether it's birds in your dryer vent, raccoons in your chimney, squirrels in your soffit, ants in your kitchen, or bats in your attic, with over 20 years of experience, Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions can help. Call us today at 515-218-3400 to schedule your inspection and see how bats and bugs can help prevent your home from becoming their home.
You've dreamed about an absolutely organized garage or closet? See it for yourself at Absolute Garage & Closet's beautiful showroom in Urbandale. See the latest in garage storage, custom closet systems, and epoxy flooring applications up close, and imagine how good it will feel to have your garage, closets, or other spaces absolutely organized. Free consultations, friendly service, and quick project turnarounds, Absolute Garage & Closets is ready to bring peace of mind into your home. Visit Absolute Garage & Closets at 3169 99th Street in Urbandale or at absolutegarage.net.
Missing a quality, home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know. High-quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah. Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
We here at Willis Automotive pride ourselves on providing the utmost in hospitality, treating everyone who walks through our doors like a guest in our home. And during our Friends and Family Sales event, we extend that philosophy to our prices. From our Willis Automotive campus in Clive to each location across the metro, we have over 575 pre-owned vehicles for sale at our special pricing, including 55 vehicles priced less than $18,000. Visit our website at willisauto.com or stop into our many locations across the metro and experience the Willis difference today.
Do you have a pest problem? With over 20 years of experience, Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions is Central Iowa's local expert in fast, effective, eco-friendly pest solutions at a fair price for your home or business. Call us today at 515-218-3400.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. We're here till 8 o'clock today. Fun start to the show this morning. Talking about our angry traffic issues, and we'll go ahead and keep that theme going as Grant is joining us from Eastern Iowa. Grant, welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. What's going on, man?
Oh, morning, guys. Hey, I just wanted to see, have either of you guys ever driven out in LA traffic?
Oh.
It's been about 25 years ago. I hate LA. I despise. I hate Houston, Texas. I hate Chicago, Illinois, and I hate LA.
I think there are layers to this, and Grant's pointing out something very important here. Like, Travis, you're talking about Omaha traffic, which is a different beast than Des Moines traffic. I mean, we don't get this. Bad traffic in Des Moines is nothing compared to Omaha, and Omaha is nothing compared to LA. Grant, are you from LA? Did you live out there?
No, not at all.
Oh,
I was born up by Decorah, Iowa. So I went out there for the Iowa UCLA game this last year. Complete fish out of water. Driving back from Santa Monica to Pasadena, it took us, I think it was about 2 hours and 50 minutes to go 12 miles.
Oh.
And the whole time you're sitting there, motorcycles just whiz between the cars on the dotted lines. So you're sitting in traffic in your car.
Lane splitting.
Go straight through.
Yeah, they can split the lanes in California legally. I see those videos.
Illegal.
It's crazy.
Yep. Yeah, it kind of makes you want to open your car door just because you don't care that much, but at the same time, like, you can't do anything about it.
Just because it's a rental and you don't care that much. I like it. Oh, man. Yeah, and if you're a fish out of water not expecting it, that's a total culture shock for you. Wow.
Oh, it's a completely different world out there, man.
Do Uber rides cost more in LA because they take so long? I mean, I don't know. I've never been on Uber in LA.
I would imagine. Grant, I drove from San Diego to LA once to go up to go to Television City to try to get on The Price is Right. Not only did we get kicked out of Price is Right for trying to bribe our way in, my ex-wife got car sick on the way back to San Diego, and was that entire time we were stuck in that traffic that you're talking about, she was getting sick in the back seat. It was awful.
Like a horrible experience.
It was pretty bad. Getting kicked out of Television City.
That's like being on a ship.
Oh,
you're rocking back and forth and everything. Oh God.
Motion sickness for people that deal with that, man. I feel so bad for them because you can't get rid of it. I've been on boats with people that get seasick. Again, that was my ex-wife would get motion sickness a lot, and man, once it happens,
there's no stop. You need
there's
Dramamine.
no stopping it.
And
Yeah,
if you don't have the Dramamine, you're not gonna get cured by any means. Hey, Grant, thanks for the phone call, man. Appreciate it.
Is that the real?
No, go ahead. What?
Hey, is that the real reason that Travis won't go fishing?
No,
I don't. That's the real reason you won't go fishing.
No,
Travis?
I won't go fishing because I don't like to fish. Plain and simple. I don't like to fish.
Oh, okay.
So
thanks. Yeah, that's fair.
Thanks, Grant. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you listening.
Have a good one, guys. No problem.
Thanks,
Grant. Got this
That's
one.
good.
And Jay says this because as much as fast cars, motorcycles, bad traffic, this one also frustrates me. Now, as an Iowan, I grew up with this. Ross, you probably didn't grow up with it as much because you grew up in the city. I grew up in rural Iowa, right? But Jay says there was a tractor in town yesterday just wreaking havoc on traffic.
Dude.
And there's nothing worse. I was in Harlan, Iowa yesterday. And there's nothing worse than being on Highway 59 in between Avoca and Harlan. And that's a heavily trafficked highway. But then you've got, because it's planting season. I mean,
it's right.
Yeah. And then you got a big old tractor trying to get to its feet. And I appreciate it. I understand it.
Okay.
But man, when you got a heavily trafficked highway anyway, and your tractor takes up the entire shoulder plus the entire lane, and you are now going at a rate of 15 miles per hour, it can get a little frustrating. It's like pull over into as far as you can, or if there's a little entry, and let people go by you. It's common courtesy.
I should know what these things are. What are they're not necessarily tractors. They're usually like sprayers.
Yeah, the like it looks like a big Cyclops with it sits way off the ground, 4 wheels, and they got the sprayers on the side.
doesn't everybody have that fantasy of driving underneath that thing? You're coming up behind one of those. Doesn't everybody have that fantasy of like, I think if I just gunned it.
You're going to go full Tom Cruise and Mission Impossible.
Go right underneath this thing.
Yeah.
And if you had a motorcycle, wouldn't it be super tempting to do that? See, this is why I shouldn't be. This is why I would be one of the assholes giving motorcycles a bad name. Farmers would be out there like, these damn motorcycles flying underneath my damn tractor.
You know there's somebody out there that's done that, right? You know there's somebody who's like, screw it, I've got clearance. I'm in one of those low-profile BMW convertibles. I'm going underneath that thing. I'm going to floor it and hope that he doesn't weave to the left or right. It's been done.
Watching those videos that Grant was talking about from California, where they do the lane splitting, because almost a lot of motorcyclists, they wear the GoPro, and so then they post those videos. Dude, that's one of those things that gives me anxiety. Like when a guy in a bat suit flies, 8 feet from a cliff, you're like, I'm watching the video, getting the...
Scott says, I saw a semi try it once, didn't fit. And see, I also have empathy for truck drivers. I'm the son of a truck driver. I grew up with 18-wheelers. So I think I respect and appreciate 18-wheelers on the road probably more than most. Because I hear a lot of people like, these damn trucks on the interstate, they're just taking... Well, the interstate was kind of built for semi-truck traffic anyway. A lot of commerce moves on the interstate. That's kind of the point of the interstate. But but then you get some interesting truck drivers too.
David, I hate says high profile sprayers is the term I'm looking for there. Okay. Okay. Lane splitting. This is from my friend TJ. Lane splitting is not only encouraged in California, but in some cases, if the motorcycle doesn't split up to the front at a traffic light, they can even get a ticket.
Really?
Gives me the willies, dude. I'm not a motorcycle guy anyway. I don't know.
Well, and you probably saw it when you were in Europe a year ago, where scooters are really big. I don't know if there were a lot of
motorcycles are everywhere.
Yeah,
everywhere.
In Florence, not necessarily motorcycles, but more like the scooters, like the Vespas and a little higher end scooters. I mean, they do the lane splitting all the time, and you just become immune to it because you're like, oh, that's a cultural thing here. I go, if you did this in the States, people would like open their doors and purposely knock you off.
I think if you're not used to it, you have the reaction that Grant did.
But you wonder, 2.5 hours to go 12 miles, you wonder why Dodger Stadium doesn't fill up until the 4th inning.
I'm not kidding. You could walk that.
I think 2.5 hours, or he said 2 hours and 50 minutes.
You couldn't walk that. Not 2.5. No, that's too far.
Now, I can say this, at 2 hours and 50 minutes to go 12 miles, 2 hours and 50 minutes from where I sit, I can get probably to the Amana colonies.
I was going to say Newton. Yeah.
Because I can do, from my door to your house, I can do it about an hour and 59 minutes, which I think is pretty good time.
About an hour and 59 minutes. That's not the way abouts work.
Okay, I can do it in an hour and 59 minutes because I've done it. So you give me another 50 minutes outside of Des Moines, and I'm halfway to Iowa City. That's 150 miles, 160 miles maybe, that I can cover in that same amount of time. Man. Yeah.
I love your about there. I always used to say when people say, how tall are you guys? I'm about 6 foot.
Well, I do that now.
Yeah, I'm about 6 foot.
Well, my driver's license says 6 foot. I'm actually 5'11" and 3/4. But you can't put 5'11" and 3/4 on a driver's license. So I had to pick between 6 foot and 5'11". And I figured, you know what? I'm going to be 6 foot the rest of my life. I'm just going to go ahead and put 6 foot on my driver's license. Now, you're giving me a look like I'm being shady there. Am I overcompensating by going to 6 foot?
I'm not saying you're not 6 foot tall. I'm just saying you've never been 6 foot tall. I've always said I'm about 6 foot tall. And I went to that doctor's appointment the other day, did my little physical thing.
Yeah.
Stand up against the wall. The lady hits the little thing. She comes down and she's like, all right. She's like, let's see. Well, you can go 5'9" now. I'm like, what?
You're taller than 5'9".
You said what? She's like, yeah, I think you're just under 5'10". You're at that age. You're not getting any taller. I'm not 5'9".
I know you're not 5'9",
lady.
Yeah, I actually would have thought you were 5'11", closer to 6 foot.
I'm about 6 foot.
Yeah,
I'm about
that's
6
what
foot.
I think.
5'9".
Yeah.
I'll show you 5'9".
That's why I say 5'11" and 3/4.
5'11" and 3/4.
That's 6 foot in my book. You round up, baby. By the way, did all your labs? Did you have the finger test? Get the prostate test?
Didn't get the prostate test. Got the blood drawn. Got a few things. We'll see. I don't know. Got to wait for the results.
They didn't come back yet.
My
doctor gives me results in like an hour.
This was for a life insurance thing. So I think they were like, take your time.
Take your time. Well, if it's for life insurance, they're going to dig in to see. They'll be able to trace the last trace of nicotine in you. They're going to be like, "Does this guy have any nicotine in him whatsoever? Is he a smoker? Is he a drug user? Is he a drinker?" Man, going to the term or whole life insurance policy?
Doing the term.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
My big one runs out in when I'm 60, so I got 5 more years.
Well, again, I mean, financial talk here on a Wednesday morning. That was one of the many things that was gone when I got the phone call.
Yeah.
And dude, trying to recapture all of that stuff. Holy cow! Trying to be an adult, overrated.
It really is.
They don't tell you. They don't tell. They get you. They get you when you're a kid.
Or do they? That you always hear about it. Like, I don't need life insurance.
Yeah. No, I just mean they get you with life.
Well, that's
when you're a kid.
Case.
They're like, it's great. You get to make your own decisions. Like, oh, I want to be an adult.
Hey, I don't know what everybody else is doing on Saturday, but you're more than welcome to join us at Grandview University.
Oh, now we're making it an open house call.
I think so.
I'll let Grandview know.
I'm not expecting like thousands of people to show up.
I don't either. But I guess
if 20 people showed up.
If people want to show up, if Reverend Ray wants to make a celebrity appearance, we can have him turn the smoke detectors off in that area.
So we have our 5 contestants that will be shooting from the Agency Iowa Logo 3 in the attempt to win Caitlin Clark tickets in Iowa City on May 4th to watch the Indiana Fever take on the Brazilian national team. Here are our 5 shooters who are Rush radio listeners. These were randomly drawn. Ross and I did not draw them. Our good friends at Community Choice Credit Union and Community Choice Creative did the drawing. And here are our 5 contestants. Dixie Lieferman, Ron Witt, Brittany Harms, Kevin Lex, and Brendan Henderson. They will get to shoot from the Agency Iowa Logo 3.
I know Kevin Lex. What was the second name you said? Sims?
The second name was Ron Witt.
Oh, Witt. Okay, I had a client named Ron Sims, and I was like, oh, no way, I can see Ron. Ron Witt, Kevin Lex. I know Kevin.
Brendan Henderson.
Nice. Very cool.
Dixie Lieferman and Brittany Harm. So we have 2 females and 3 males.
Okay. Now I'm not being. Are we sure Dixie's a female?
Well, here's the deal. And I don't know what this says about me, but I decided to go on Facebook and started, looking everybody up. Jesus. Hey, I'm just being transparent with you. I had some time to kill this morning trying to fix the computer. I'm like, well, I should go on Facebook. So I started, Facebooking everybody's name just to see if I could, and I'm making the assumption that
The Dixie Lieferman that you found.
The Dixie Lieferman is. I think she's in Altoona or Ankeny.
Okay.
Would be because she's the only Dixie Lieferman Iowa that came up. So I'm just making the assumption there.
Okay.
Yeah. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Dixie, if you're listening this morning, 515-517-2303, you can tell us yes or no. But yeah, so I mean, we have our 5 shooters.
Like it.
We have our place of shooting, which would be Grandview University, and we have our logo, which is the Agency Iowa Logo 3.
And listen, I want to let people know also, everybody's walking away with something. Okay, it's the old Denzel Washington thing. I ain't leaving here empty-handed. I'm leaving here with something.
It's like a Little League game. Everybody gets a prize.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a prize.
Right. Grandview doesn't have to give. We're not. Don't go east side and take anything from Grandview. Somebody'd be like, "Oh, I'm taking the ball." Somebody can take the logo. We can give somebody the logo. If nobody takes it, I'll take the logo.
And then the Agency Iowa logo. Instead of a big check, you get the Agency Iowa logo.
That's a great idea. I love it.
You can display the Agency Iowa logo on your yard. It can be hanging in your garage. You can put it in your man cave or your woman cave, wherever you want.
That means something different.
And the reason it took us till Wednesday to announce the names, we were calling people. We did the random drawing. And people wouldn't call back, and we wanted to give them the opportunity, but people finally got back to us. Though I will say this, because we can tell the story now. Our buddy Ken got us yesterday.
Oh, dude, he got me good.
Got Ross really
me good. Do you want to tell the whole story?
Well, I'll let you tell it because.
All right, I'll go back to it so I can tell it accurately here. So Ken was working on getting in contact with everybody to make sure everybody could come shoot. We're getting the logistics all put together. So a lot of people are asking questions about logistics. We've got most of this stuff covered. We're going to make this as equitable as we possibly can. We hoped that we would get a couple of women that would be in this, and that we don't know what sort of abilities anybody's going to show up with. So we're trying to make this as equitable and fun as we possibly can. So Ken's been reaching out to different folks saying, hey, can you join us? Can you be there? And a few people have unfortunately said no. So Ken wrote to us yesterday, and he said this at 10:45 a.m. We got 4 of our 5 winners confirmed. We are waiting on some guy named Reverend Ray. Have to see if he can move his 420 mass so that he can attend. Bruno's been okay, and then some other notes in there. I thought that was serious. I thought Ray was going to be one of our shooters. And I wrote, holy shit, if Ray wins, we're screwed. Because I'm imagining Dukes from Semi-Pro, right? That's what this is going to look like. Ray's going to show up, and Ken says it's okay for him to rip bong rips right before the shot, right? Those were his conditions. And
Ross
wrote,
is taking this hook, line, and sinker.
And
Ross is the muskie getting pulled in.
I will call Grandview and apologize to them for the smell. And Ken then wrote, totally kidding about Ray. I was like, Ray's going to win. And we're going to be... Ray's going to totally Dukes from Semi-Pro this whole situation. We're going to have pictures of Ray. Bruno, I want to share this photo. This is the photo we have of Ray. I'm not sure if it shows up correctly or not. It's Ray smoking a corn stalk. I'm not sure.
I think he's really lighting it up too.
He's trying to light it up. He's on a Greyhound bus. So imagine being on a Greyhound bus and the dude next to you whips out a full 14-inch corn stalk and a lighter and pretends to light the corn stalk. Ray,
if you're listening this morning, this is a huge compliment to you. This is a huge compliment to you.
We love him. And Ray said, I use vape technology now. Change the game. Stealth.
So that's going to be Saturday, 10 a.m. at Grandview University. in the gymnasium over there. We're going to get there a little bit early. Ross and I will take some shots beforehand. We're going to post it live on Facebook. We'll have a little bit of fun, but we don't know how long it's going to take to get a winner. Hopefully it doesn't take like a full hour.
So again, we don't need to go through all the rules or the plans here, but the plan is to move the logo up as we go. We're going to get a winner. We aren't going to be there all day. We're not going to make this thing. It's going to be difficult at first because that was kind of the fun of it.
Now, the ideal situation would be somebody actually hits the logo through.
That'd be great.
That would be awesome. I don't know if I'm counting on it.
No.
Now, I would say all 5 contestants.
I'm counting on that not happening, actually.
Do you think all 5 contestants are practicing? Do you think they're going to go out?
No, I hope. I'm not even kidding here. I hope not. And if there are people practicing, I'm not hoping that anybody loses, but quite frankly, my pick right now, I hope Dixie wins. Who's the second lady? Brenda?
No, Brittany.
It was Brittany.
Brittany.
And a Brandon. It was Kevin, Brandon, Brittany, Dixie.
You're doing the Ted bit. Dixie, Ron, Brittany, Kevin, Brandon.
Ron. How did I forget Ron? Okay, now I've got them all.
515-517-2303. We have an hour in the books. We got an hour to go. Coming up at 7:30, scheduled to join us, going to be the Ragin' Cajun, John Morgan. He's a comedian. He's a traveling comedian. He's going to be at the Des Moines Funny Bone this weekend. If you've never seen John Morgan, he is super hilarious. And it is one of the best shows you may ever see. So John Morgan scheduled to join us right on 7:30. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hey everybody, this is Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Willis Infinity. A couple of great things going on this month. We got tons of inventory, and on top of that, right now we have 1.99 out to 60 months on the new QX60 and up to $2,500 in cash on here. Also this month, we are still doing the 2.9% up to 60 on new QX80s, the 3000 in Conquest. For more information, visit your favorite Infinity sales consultant on our showroom or online at willisinfinity.com.
I'm loving these wooden nickels, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose everyone is catching on.
Just spend $20 to get a wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings on your next purchase.
Some of these are worth $5. That could be huge.
I know, right? That's why you have to spend $20.
It's 25.
Collect 10. It's like money back to you.
Spend 20, you get another wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings. It's huge.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
It's huge.
If you have a pest problem with over 20 years of experience, Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions is Central Iowa's local expert in fast, effective, eco-friendly pest solutions at a fair price for your home or business. Call us today at 515-218-3400.
Believe it or not, spring is coming. When it does, be absolutely organized with custom garage or closet systems from Absolute Garage and Closets. Turn a winter mess into a spring success at our showroom in Urbandale or visit absolutegarage.net.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Are you thinking about buying a home this year? Start by getting pre-approved with Gary Presnall at Northwest Bank in Des Moines to see how much you can qualify for and what loan programs meet your needs. Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes or less with a pre-approval letter to you. Gary offers first-time homebuyers programs, VA loans along with FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Spring cleaning continues. Take care of your front and rear differential fluid services today over at Willis. Clean out all the impurities from both differentials. You can get both of those taken care of for $199.95. To schedule your appointment, give us a call or head online at willisvolvocars.com.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday.
We've returned and we brought snacks, sarcasm, and absolutely no sense of shame. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Happy Wednesday. It's a Comedy Wednesday. We got a comedian coming up at 7:30 and John Paul Morgan. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com or on the Android Rush Radio app, thank you so much for tuning us in. Watching on YouTube, just give this channel a subscription, give the video a like, leave your comments in the comment section. Follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram. That was a fast first hour because we got started a little bit late, but only 5 minutes. That wasn't bad.
Somebody asked to make up for starting late, you end early, right?
Probably. We do have to end on time because of the the
and I got Audrey's in the middle of very important tests right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Her I can't remember the ISAPs or something they're called.
Because it's not the Iowa test of basic skills anymore.
It's essentially that thing that we used to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Need a number 2 pencil. Don't go outside the oval. I always hated standardized tests. I did. I don't think standardized tests. I could get into a big thing on this.
Yeah.
Do not equate to your smartness by any means. People having
absolutely not. That's whole other conversation, whole other podcast.
Hey, I know we mentioned the shot for Caitlin Clark and our winners. I just want everybody to know coming up next week, every day next week, we're going to be giving away a pair of tickets to Bacon Fest.
Nice.
Right. Bacon Fest is right around the corner. And we want you to set sail on the Bacon Boat, the 17th annual Blue Ribbon Bacon Festival. Cruises into the Iowa State Fairgrounds on Saturday, May 3rd. You get to have those bacon bites, live music, enjoy bacon-fueled fun from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. And tickets start as low as $29, but you can win them right here on the Rush Radio Show next week as we give away a pair each and every day.
And I'm going to be at Bacon Fest signing up people to give away a pair of tickets to Shane Gillis. So, I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff going to be happening at Bacon Fest.
Yeah. So there's, and depending on what time my wedding is on the 3rd, I'm going to try to get there, but I got a wedding in Ames. So I don't know if the wedding is like if the wedding's at like 1, it's going to be hard to make Bacon Fest.
Yeah. Eli has a baseball tournament that day. There's graduation parties. Courtney has twins graduating.
Wow. Is she having her party that early?
It's 2 to 5, something like that.
Yeah, Greta graduates this year, and so she graduates on like the 18th of May, but we pushed her party back to like June 7th.
Oh,
that
okay.
way people can.
Yeah, I hadn't seen an invitation yet. I've got invited to all the kids' graduation parties, so am I not?
I believe it went in the mail yesterday.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to. It looked like you were about to break the news to me. It looked like you were about to say, "Oh, Ross, you're not invited to this one."
I better make sure they included you. I thought they did. I think they did. If not, you're invited.
Yeah, it's okay.
Do you need the mail invite?
No, it's okay. If they didn't invite me, it's all right.
That's not the case. Not the case.
Adam wanted to know how many entries did we actually get for the shooting? Couple hundred?
I think 250, something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
But we're gonna, you can still go to the rushradio.com, go to the promotions tab, you put your information in there. And because we're gonna have more ticket giveaways coming up. You mentioned Shane Gillis. We may have even more Shane Gillis tickets to give away. We're going to be giving stuff away. We have stuff to give away. We're going to be giving stuff away. I mean, we still have that Iowa State basketball behind your head to give away. I think Ross is just hoarding that. You're like,
me.
I'm just going to keep
me.
An interesting thing is starting to develop, and and I know people who listen to the show or watch the show on a regular basis may go, oh, here we go again. We had Brent Bloom yesterday, which if you did not see the Brent Bloom interview yesterday, you need to go back and watch. If you're an Iowa fan, Iowa State, it doesn't matter. Because if you're an Iowa fan, you might be like, good. I mean, I think you got some of those texts yesterday, which was weird to me, right? It was really, really weird. But Brent kind of went through, Iowa State's NIL situation and how it's been a stressful 2 weeks for him. And you think Iowa State was in the clearing, but it may get worse before it gets better. I mean, he kind of indicated that. But with the Nico Imalavala situation, this has been like a ripple effect, Ross. And now teams, I think, have always been, and schools have always been hesitant to go public with their feelings because they don't want to look bad in the recruiting process, right? If something goes bad with NIL, you don't want a bad name because you're like, well, that may keep kids away. And then Tennessee says, you know what? We're not going to bend to the demands. Josh Heupel says it's the team is bigger than one player. We're not paying $4 million for a quarterback. And have every right to do it. One of the first coaches to do it. And people are like, yeah, good for you. Thanks for saying that. Well, Madden Imalavala is a guy that committed to UCLA, switched his commitment to Arkansas, got a really good NIL deal, enrolled in January, has never played a down of football for Arkansas. After the spring game, which got rained out because of bad weather, Madden Imalavala goes in the transfer portal and then goes to UCLA to join his brother. The Arkansas athletic director has come out and said, okay, NIL, go after him legally for everything that you've paid. He has signed a contract and now go get the buyout. Again, something we've never seen schools do, but they're getting more aggressive. And you know what, Ross? If you were paid for services and you didn't do so, and your services are to play football.
This is where we're going to get into the legal rub of it. They weren't to play football. They weren't yet. You and I both know that it was. You and I both know why that money was paid to that young man. It wasn't to come and help them recruit players. It wasn't to come. It was to play football. You and I both know that. That's not what that money was for. And that's not technically, and I'm not even being a smartass here, that's not what name, image, and likeness was supposed to be for. That, what you're describing, is pay to play. And that's what we were trying to avoid, was to say, if you've got a personality that we can benefit from selling, you get a piece of that pie. That's what the name, image, likeness thing was supposed to be. And in this scenario, that's what Madden Imalavala is going to say about blah, blah, blah. Stroke it out there. That's what Madden is going to say. I'll just use their first names. I'm going to break the system.
Yes, break it down just by using first names.
What he was paid for was to come to Arkansas and let them say, hey, we got Madden. Check it out. Look how great we're going to be. We can raise money. We're going to raise that hope in the Arkansas fan base, and that's going to help us raise more money. He did what he was paid to do. Again, I'm just making the legal argument for the technical case here, knowing you and I, we all know, everybody in the stadium knows he was paid to play football, and he didn't play football and he got paid. That's wrong. That's wrong. You shouldn't do that. Now, legally, we can't pay him to play football. So Tennessee saying the quiet part out loud here. They're kind of in a way, the store's been given away. I would have said they're giving away the store here. Door's been open for a long time.
Yes,
on this one. And but they're saying this is say the quiet part out loud thing of, yeah, we paid that kid to come play football.
It's the only reason they paid him.
This is why the NCAA is just getting rid of their 153 rules so that we don't have to play this stupid game of, well, technically Come on. We all know what the score is. The kid got paid to come play football. He showed up. He saw a better opportunity and jumped and ran to a different opportunity. Nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with it is he didn't fulfill the commitment to play football that he took money for. So if you want to play the legal game of, he showed up and he did some of the appearances and, they raised, and I'm sure they did. I bet they raised more money because they had him on the roster.
If I was a cross-examiner, and I'm not a lawyer by any means, and I know what you're saying from the legal end of it, I would get Madden and Malavala on the stand and say, okay, son, you've never played a down of college football. Why do you think you were getting paid X? Do you think it was for your name, image, and likeness, or do you think it was for you to play football?
It was for my name, image, and likeness. They brought me here because they knew they could recruit with me being here. They knew that they could get people more excited about their football program. They knew their donors would give more money, and all those things happened. I showed up, and the magic started to happen, and now I'm taking my magic somewhere else because somebody else gave me a better deal. I did what I was told to do. Because, again, is Tennessee going to admit that they reached out to me and said, we want to specifically pay you to play football?
I would say the fact that they reach out to you to offer you a scholarship is reaching out to you to say, we want you to specifically play football.
That's not what we're here for. That's not why we're in the courtroom. We're in the courtroom because of this extra cash. What was that extra cash tied to? The contract, I'm telling you, the contract can't say we're paying this kid to come play football. If it did, and it should, because that's what we all know is happening. This is the muddy part that we're always talking about. You got to get through this yuck before we can actually, because it's just legalese bullshit.
Now,
and it feels gross. Even playing that role, it feels gross to do it.
Now, he could lose legally, and you'd have to read the contract if he did not fulfill some NIL stipulations within that contract.
Absolutely. You're 100% right about that. But again, how many of us screamed about Caden Proctor and screamed, and then Brad Heinrichs comes on and says, nobody knows nothing. You're all idiots. The guy didn't get a dime of money from the collective. Well, wait a minute. That was my money. And Brad Heinrichs, the guy who cuts the check, says, no, it wasn't. None of it. None of it. This is another reason this stuff needs to all come above board, is because there's so much speculation and innuendo and unknowns, and our brains aren't built for unknowns, dude. This is how conspiracy theories come about. This is how we get to the point of, hey, you know what? I know for a fact Tyrese Hunter was offered $18 million to go play, but I know for a fact. How do you know that? How do you know that? Because, man, it doesn't pass the smell test. It doesn't seem logical that they'd pay a guy that much money. Did he get a better offer to go someplace else? And we don't know what the specifics of that are, or somebody that told us the story, they're making up a number because they've done that, and they laid in bed at night and went, I bet it's $2 million. I bet they're paying it, and we can't afford the two. Now, if Brent Bloom comes on and says, I got a phone call from a kid and he told me he was getting a $2 million offer from this place. Damn. That's pretty much from the horse's mouth. I mean, it's hearsay, but direct hearsay. We're not seven degrees of separation Ferris Bueller style.
But all that is a kid saying it. There's no confirmation.
Exactly. Even that, we don't know. We don't know. And so for this situation with Madden and Malayalavava, I don't know. And none of us do. And this is why it's got to be above board. And I don't mean so that we all can know yes, I do. I want to be careful here. But it's not the ego of we're entitled to the information. That's not what I'm saying here. There's a court of public opinion that's playing out. And these young men, I mean, Travis, I think this is where you were kind of starting your conversation. This stuff leaves a mark, man.
It does.
If the NIL doesn't fulfill their obligations, it leaves a mark. And that stuff, that's a reputation. If these kids, we've talked about Nico a lot. he's got a mark on him now, man. He's got this permanent scarlet letter of, is this guy always looking over his shoulder, looking around for a better deal than I've got for him? If I take this guy to the dance, is he going to be looking for a prettier girl?
I think what you're talking about is character.
That's it, Trav. There you go. That's that great word for it. That's the word for it. So,
yeah, because
that's why this
reversed. If the roles were reversed and the NIL didn't pay,
oh, how dare they? Who would ever want to be around that thing?
Yes,
right.
But if you reverse it, you go, well, legally, you got to use my name, image, and likeness.
Yeah.
Which, this is why I wish there was discretion in the court, and a judge would just go, you can save all the bull BS, and that is you were there. You were there to play football.
Yeah, exactly. You can, but then this is a court of law. This is not a court of public opinion. This is not a court of what we think. This is a court of law. And at the time, if you're saying that, then the other side of the aisle is the guilty party because they can't do that. They can't pay to play. We have made the legal bed here. Now we have to lie in it. For too many years, we let the NCAA and the courts create this language that now we're mired in. Well, wait, we didn't. It's not pay to play. It's pay to come figure it out. It's pay to let us monopolize it. Hold on, because it's still amateurism, and we got. Your brain starts to melt because you can't do the gymnastics anymore. So instead, get rid of 153 rules. That's what the NCAA is proposing. Not 7. Not, hey, we can fix this thing if we get rid of 6 rules. 153 rules the NCAA has to get rid of in order to get to 0. In order to get, and I don't mean 0 rules. I mean, in order to get to where they think they're back to that even playing field of being square.
Even if they lose, I respect Arkansas for at least threatening the lawsuit or going to, because it sets something else in motion in a better way to protect yourself.
I do too, Travis. And maybe there is something within this contract. Obviously there is. These none of these people are stupid. None of them. The people that file the lawsuits, the people that pursue the lawsuit, the lawyers that file the lawsuits, none of them are stupid. So they've looked at the contracts. Again, they know a hell of a lot more than I do. And they're saying, hey, and I'm with you. Somebody stand up and at least get this thing in front of a judge, and then we can get some of the language cleaned up or cleared up or some rules set in place to start or to continue. I don't want to say start, to continue moving forward to that point that we all think we need to be at. Paying players from the university to play the sport.
Yes. And we talked about it yesterday. We're not big fans of the clearinghouse by Deloitte, and that is who determines fair market value. But I'm not saying you should squash every deal, but there does come a point where you go, but I don't want that, because I always said fair market value is what somebody's willing to pay.
Exactly right.
But now, if that goes through, there's got to be stipulations. Well, you're going to get paid for this. But if that comes from a collective, you've got it. Everybody needs protection. Players need protection, and collectives. I mean, everybody needs protection here.
But yes, you're correct. At what point are you responsible for your own protection? And I think that's, if you said, all right, everybody's up to their own protection, the kids are screwed. The kids are screwed. They're 17, 18 years old, and they're going to go up into these conversations and negotiations with a multi-billion-dollar industry. They're toast. But I hate the idea of this turning into a Learfield contract. I hate the idea of this turning into some clearinghouse, because then now talk about a slippery slope. Their time's worth money. What, do you expect them to work for free?
Yeah, everybody's getting paid on this.
So they get to get their beak wet a little bit there. Sometimes you got to fish around in the bowl before you find the jelly bean with the right meaning.
It'd be interesting to see how this plays out because, again, there's no set in stone number of what Madden Malavala was paid at Arkansas. The number 500,000 has been paid out there. I would hope that you wouldn't pay that all up front. If you did, well, shame on you for dropping $500,000 right away.
I don't know. Did they benefit from having him there? Did they benefit from having? Now, I'm not saying the $500,000. I don't mean dollar for dollar.
No, because he was only there since January. There was no benefit to.
You don't think that they raised any more money? You don't think any of those phone calls, phone calls were led with, "Hey, we got him," and now with a little bit of extra cash, think of what we can do with a little more. You don't think that they raised a little bit? I mean, Bloom was just talking about it yesterday, dude. What's your job? I'm a fundraiser. I'm a fundraiser. That's what I do.
I would say they helped raise money maybe to get Madden and Malavala, but then if that was where the money went to and he's gone, then it was all for nothing. And this is why people don't want to give to collectives.
I can't blame them.
No, because there's no guarantee. I mean, you want to talk about a high
given
risk
at the
investment?
office is why we've given. I mean, that's what the feeling is from fans. I don't think we want a return on the investment, and there's no return on the investment. I think what happens is fans go, I'm done. Everything's expensive. And everybody keeps telling me that everything's only going to be more expensive, including my favorite sports team, who everybody's making a lot of money. And I'm supposed to continue to just get milked and squeezed and pay and pay and pay. That's why I admire a lot of the things that the collectives have done. Not outside of just saying, please give us cash. We need cash. And I'm not saying that it's true. You heard it yesterday. It's true. If they want to compete, they need lots of money. What I admire is hey, when you go buy beer, we're going to have a little piece of that. When you go buy a pizza, we're going to have a little piece of that. And that way you're getting something. We got a business that's getting something. Everybody's and it's not just, please give us the cash. You get a little something out of it. There's a trade that happens. There's a service, and it's not just, hey guys, we got to fuel the system here.
Yeah, it's a capital campaign that never ends.
It's right.
Meaning, if you go to a church, they do a capital. Hey, we're going to build a new sanctuary. We're going to build a new church. We need $30 million. Well, you hit the $30 million. You've raised your money, and as a donor, your church is going to get built. Every year, you start over. You just start over. It's a never-ending capital campaign.
I was a part of a few charities that were that way, Trav. There's a few charities that once you look under the hood, you go, yuck. It's a lot of money to help a few kids. And every year, we got a capital campaign. Our goal this year is $16 million. How many kids in the community take advantage of the program? 453. Are we paying their mortgages?
Tyler sums it up best. Whomever figures out a fair way to do NIL should win a Nobel Peace Prize.
You're right about that. Nobel Prize in economics, something in America, because the world doesn't give a crap.
And this is kind of the separation that Brent Bloom was talking about yesterday. Yeah. You may see the Big Ten and the SEC say, see, everybody, we're on our own. We're going to do the professional model with 30-some teams, and it's just going to be us.
It's what Matt Rule was saying. I mean, again, pieces of the puzzle. Look at what Matt Rule said. Look at how what Bloom said in compendium to that. When Matt Rule was so flippant at first, again, I saw that as a competitive thing.
I don't think he was. I think he was just being honest.
He was. He absolutely was. And that's what Bloom was saying yesterday. Bloom was like, oh, yeah, he was being honest. I mean, he was being honest on the financial side.
Yes.
I don't think he was being honest on the competitive side. But again, he wasn't saying it competitive. I heard it as hey, because what Matt Rule said, if you didn't hear it, was essentially, if you think that the Big Ten and the Big 12 are on a competitively in the same league, I don't know what to say to you. I mean, that flippant about it. I heard that as on the field, which of course is silly. You go, wait a minute, Big 12's competing. What are you talking about? Bloom comes on and says, hold on, let's put this puzzle piece on there. He's not talking about on the field. He's talking about this $35 million a school that they're going to get extra than everybody else
every year. So that's like compound interest.
In 10 years is going to go by in a blink. That's $350 million more per institution. That's over $250 million each institution in 10 years. So that's what Matt Rule was talking about when he says this ain't the same thing. And by the way, we could break off and do our own thing because that's how we're going to maximize our profits and do that. Guys, we've toyed around with the idea of the Cyhawk series going away. That would be bad.
Terribly bad.
Bad, man. Think of how much fun we get from the Derricks of New Sharon and the Mazers and the back and forth that happens. That's just we don't do the Cyhawk thing on our show. And I don't mean that flippantly. Chris and I used to joke about how they wanted us to do that on KXNO so bad. One's a Hawkeye, one's a Cyclone. That's why they put Heather with Travis. We had a program director for a while that was convinced that it had to be a Hawkeye and a Cyclone, and every day they're going to go Hayden Fry, Jim Walden, Johnny Orr,
Lute Olson. So, hey, we're going to take a break because John Paul Morgan is coming up next. He's going to get Funny Bone in
We
Des
get to
Moines.
laugh.
We're going to hear from the
Raging
Cajun. The Raging Cajun when we come back on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
You've dreamed about an absolutely organized garage or closet? See it for yourself at Absolute Garage & Closet's beautiful showroom in Urbandale. See the latest in garage storage, custom closet systems, and epoxy flooring applications up close, and imagine how good it will feel to have your garage, closets, or other spaces absolutely organized. Free consultations, friendly service, and quick project turnarounds, Absolute Garage & Closets is ready to bring peace of mind into your home. Visit Absolute Garage & Closets at 3169 99th Street in Urbandale or at absolutegarage.net.
Spring is here, and so are spring pests. Whether it's birds in your dryer vent, raccoons in your chimney, squirrels in your soffit, ants in your kitchen, or bats in your attic, with over 20 years of experience, Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions can help. Call us today at 515-218-3400 to schedule your inspection and see how Bats and Bugs can help prevent your home from becoming their home.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Brendan Santone here with Willis Cadillac. Well, we're already off to a jumping start. Have quite a few vehicles to select from. XT5, 4, and 6 are all still running special APR up to 84 months, along with rebates as well. Escalades, as you can see, we are getting a few here and there that are available. Stop out in person in Clive to visit us and see one of our 50 cars in stock, or at williscadillac.com.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the champagne of bars.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know, high quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah. Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Coming up this weekend at the Des Moines Funny Bone is a show you do not want to miss. One of the funniest guys on the face of the planet. I've known him for, going on 25 years. Ross, I know you've seen John Morgan on stage several times. I laugh every time I see him, to a belly laugh to where I about go into convulsions. He just texted me. He goes, the other guy with you is not very attractive. Just to
no, I've known that. Yeah, well aware.
And John Morgan joins us now from Plaquemine, Louisiana. How's it in Plaquemine this morning?
It's a little chilly, baby. It's a little chilly. Now, I ain't gonna lie. It's good though. It's a little overcast. Looks like we're gonna have some of that rain that you guys are getting, in the Midwest.
Are you vaping or smoking?
No, that was the fireplace.
Hey, it's all right. We're unregulated here. You can do anything you want, John. Totally fine.
So, I got to ask this because we were texting yesterday trying to get you to come on, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to email you a link. And you're like, hey, can I just do it by the phone? I said, we do this stuff by video now. We'd like to have you on. And you're like, dude, you don't understand me. I don't have an email. How does a man your age not have an email address? How do you function in life without an email address?
Pretty damn good. How about that? Pretty damn good. I tell my kids all the time, you got a money problem, bring it to me. We'll work it out. You're going to pay me back, though. You got an issue with something going on? Talk to me. Leave your mother alone. She controls all of the lovemaking in this house. Don't screw nothing up for me. However, you got a social issue, I suggest you get off the internet and your life will change. I don't need an email. If I give somebody the one my wife and I share, and that's that. I've done fine. I've done fine. You know what I did? I cried the day my landline went to hell. When my landline left and I had 17 remote control phones or whatever you call them. What is it? Wireless phones. I was very upset. Very, very upset. Very upset. So I don't need it. I don't want it. I'm not interested in it. If I need to get something, I'll get it. My wife has the Amazon and the what's that? PayPal. Who's a pal when you're paying in space?
PayPal.
Essence.
Oh man.
So where does the technological stuff start or end? Like, do you have Netflix at home? Do you have Hulu? Do you have cable TV? Do you watch TV?
I got a cell phone.
That's the beginning and end of it, huh?
That's the beginning. Listen, when I built my house, I ran myself cable wires to every TV possible in the house, to every section that we wanted something to be cabled, And what do we get now? These things called smart TVs, which you don't need any of that cable that I ran. I spent days in the crawl spaces of the attic putting all this wiring in for what? For nothing. Because so the moment you get something, there's going to be something else come out that's even better or supposedly more convenient, et cetera, So it begins and ends with whatever I can. Listen, now, I'll tell you this. I am extremely tech savvy as long as one of my kids are there. You know what I'm saying?
We learned that this morning. We had some technical problems, and I'm like, I don't know how to solve it. So I called Owen. I said, hey, I need your help. And he helped me over the phone, and he did it blindly. He's just like, hey, do this. And Ross was with us. Boom, like that. Kids, we need kids.
One of my good buddies is an owner of the Funny Bones, and he wanted to go to a game in New Orleans, Ohio State and no, Cleveland Browns and somebody. It was in the Dome, and wanted to know if I could
maybe
get
the Saints.
No, it wasn't the Saints. It was a playoff game, but it was done in the Dome. I know because the Browns didn't make no playoffs. Anyway, it was just a game, and whatever. Don't start. And so I got the tickets for him, but I had to give him the tickets to him, right? So he's go through this thing called Geek Seat Geek. You ever?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, it took he and I 3 days to get those tickets transferred. You know what I mean? I just I should have failed them.
We didn't hear you, Trav.
I said you can't even get tickets without an email.
I can't. Yeah, it went to my wife's email.
Oh, okay.
But I couldn't transfer them because you got to transfer a number and something else, and it has to be done through Geek Seat so they know that it's real or something to that effect. I don't. But whatever. Simple, Travis. My wife and I for our 33rd anniversary recently, just passed. We celebrated. You know how we did it? We celebrated by going to where we had our first date.
Where'd you go?
To a college bar. When I went in there to relive this night or whatever, it was pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. And you could smell college. Does that make any sense?
Oh yeah.
You could smell the smell of unmopped floor, of college and the worries of exams and then the release of being young. You could smell it. And I sat at that bar and she tapped me on the shoulder and she said, "Would you like to buy me a drink?" And I said, "Bitch, we are not falling for this twice. This not going to happen." No. Simplicity.
You're coming to Des Moines this weekend. You've been coming to Des Moines for many years. What do you like about the Des Moines Funny Bone?
The owner, Leisha. She's a sweetheart. Then to be able to perform in front of Des Moines people, make it really comfortable. They allow you to go where they want to go. They're not too woke. They're still a Midwest mom and pop and apple pie, and you're able to go in comedy where you want. See, that's the thing. It's you could do your comedy and stick to whatever you need to stick to, but if you don't shuck and jive where your audience is, you're going to lose them at some point, or the totality of the show is not going to be one in which you walk away real proud of, because you feel like something like you couldn't get them, but Des Moines allows you to go where you want to go, and the people enjoy and have a lot of fun, and then over the years, like you say, I've developed regulars who are just good to see, and those are the things I think one day I'm going to really miss. The performing, the travel, no. But the performing and the people, I'll miss tremendously. So Des Moines is that place where you're able to go and have a good time,
Of course, Tyler Walsh going to be opening with you. He's a big old country boy from Mapleton, Iowa. So if you haven't seen Tyler, he's a good dude.
We had Tyler on the show one time.
Yeah,
Trev.
we had Tyler. Yeah, he does a lot of small town bar jokes.
Yeah, funny kid, funny guy.
So, now, Paul and Tyler are completely different guys. So, Hey, John Paul, I'm going to be a grandpa. I don't know if you heard that.
My baby girl's pregnant.
She is. 6 months pregnant.
I swear to you, I'll choke that kid. I will choke him. She's pregnant.
They're married.
I don't care. That sweet baby girl, my little Loyola graduate, sweet baby girl. No. Hi.
Speaking of sweet baby girls.
Is that your baby girl?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Big testing today, so she doesn't have to wear the uniform. She's really excited. She gets to wear colors today. So she's...
She goes to parochial school? Or?
She goes to a charter school, so not a parochial, but big testing day. See, it says testing mode on is what the shirt says.
What test do you have today?
It's called what's it called? What's your test called? ISAPS.
Oh, the state.
ISAPS. Yeah, state testing. Yeah.
That's really important for the charter schools.
Yeah, because your kids went to a charter school, right?
To an academy. Yeah, it's kind of like not. It was an academy. It was a math, science, and arts academy. Still underneath the thumb of the school board, which is not necessarily that great, you know?
Yeah.
I'm with you.
A charter school, that little sweet baby girl. Good God Almighty. Is that your oldest, my brother?
No, I got a 14-year-old. If he walked in here, you wouldn't see him.
He'd be out of the screen. He's
big tall kid. So
you got.
But hey, by the way, Abigail's listening this morning and wanted to say, how much she loves you too, John. So it's
I do, and that's why I choked that boy. I swear, he looked like he got a thyroid problem when I'm finished with him.
2 shows this weekend. You got one show on Saturday, and I believe, or one show on Friday, one show on Saturday. Tickets available at the Des Moines Funny Bone. $15 a piece. I've seen. If you've never seen John Paul, you will be fully entertained. I promise you that. John, it's always good checking up with you, my man. It's always good to hear from you.
My brother, I am so glad that you are free. And I'm not talking about just the realm of the show and its independence, but free from everything that used to nag at your Achilles heel, and to have a good partner in Ross, where you guys get along and things move forward. I only wish nothing but success for you guys. I really, really do. And in your profession, to please, no disrespect, but to honestly be able to say I'm free at last. Thank God Almighty, I'm free at last in your show. May I please so humbly borrow those words and tell you I'm so happy for you that you're free at last.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, John Paul. Thanks for coming on with us, man. It's good to see you. We'll see you this weekend, hopefully.
Nothing but love. You hear me?
I see you, brother. See you, man. John Morgan joining us on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Again, at the Funny Bone in Des Moines this weekend. A show on Friday, a show on Saturday. So go see him. He's worth the entertainment, man. He is funny.
Yeah, and next time we have him on, man, we should have touched more on that like club owner thing. That he, dude, how important that is to have a club owner that is connected in so many ways. Because that's another kind of a unicorn thing. It's not a bar owner, and you're not a restaurant owner, but you're kind of in the hospitality industry, but you're also in the hosting industry and the booking industry, and you've got to find what your sweet spot is. I mean, it's tough. And we've seen some really good ones luckily in Omaha and Des Moines.
Yeah, so I mean, you talk about Leisha and Paul, Paul before him. I mean, that club's been around a long time, different locations, but definitely, it's always good to catch up with John Paul Morgan. Again, 2 shows this weekend at the Des Moines Funny Bone. You brought up Travis Hunter earlier, Ross, and Travis Hunter got word yesterday that his dad will be allowed to join him at the NFL draft this weekend in Green Bay. Now, he was not able to be at the Heisman Trophy presentation because, well, he's on probation for gun and drug charges. He served 90 days in jail. He's now on a 1-year probation to house confinement. And so the court has said under strict regulations, his dad is able to go to Green Bay, be with him at the draft. Now, I get how Travis Hunter's dad is surviving on home confinement because Travis Hunter is, we presume, made a lot of money at Colorado and can keep him there, right? And basically functioning. I got to thinking, if you're sentenced to home confinement, if you can't work, how do people who get home jail?
Well, I don't know. I can't. I can talk about a lot of things when it comes to being in trouble. I've never been this far. And I don't know anybody that's actually been this far of in home jail. We do have some people that listen to the show, and I don't mean the criminals. I don't mean my old East Side buddies who have been, wore the ankle bracelet. It's not what I mean. We have some people that listen to the show that are correctional officers and have spent their careers in that field, and I bet they could help us out with that. Now, whether or not they're willing to call in or weigh in and tell us, because dude, I have no idea. I imagine that they work. I mean, they can't prevent you from making a living. They don't want to prevent you from making a living. So there's got to be some sort of workaround of the ankle monitor allows you to get to and from work. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
I don't know. We'd have to, I mean, again, purely guessing on that. Maybe it is. You screw up because what you're talking about is somebody that was actually in jail.
Yes.
And now 90 days in jail, and now they're out. So, I mean, did your job just let you go on sabbatical?
Well, I'm assuming I'm making an assumption here. This is just my opinion.
Again, we don't know. Glad I don't know.
Yes. I mean, if you were arrested on guns and drug charges, I kind of know what your job was.
Drug dealer?
I'm just making that assumption. It's just my opinion. So, I mean, I guess you could still do that from the confinement. I'd hope he's not doing it
feel like that's
anymore.
A broad brush, man. He could have been he could have been a drug runner.
Oh, I bet. Do you have a problem with the courts letting him go to Green? I don't.
I don't. I mean,
he's out of jail. I mean, he's basically just sitting in the home. I mean, if you're going to put somebody on a plane with him to fly to Green Bay, and then
listen, I'll be honest,
going to Green Bay is like going to jail.
It's not vacation. That's a great point too, dude.
Dad, you want to join me at the draft? Yeah, where is it this year? Green Bay. Oh. I got a nice TV here.
I suppose. Yeah, if they, I wouldn't. This is something, Travis, I could be swayed on. I'm not going to die on a hill on this one.
Neither am I.
If somebody was really adamant about, like, no, damn it, there's laws in place, and we told this guy he's on house arrest and he shouldn't be able to leave. Sure, okay, fight to make sure the guy doesn't get to be there. I don't care.
Tyrese Halliburton had a double-double last night as Indiana beat Milwaukee 123-115 in the NBA playoffs. They're now up 2-0 on the Bucks. Halliburton with 21 points, 12 assists, pulled in 5 rebounds. There was a poll that came out and Rick Carlisle kind of commented on this, that said that Tyrese Halliburton was overrated. And you're like, I don't know who. First of all, a coach shouldn't take stock in a poll like that. But people who vote on Tyrese Halliburton being overrated, I'm like, what are you watching? That guy produces every single night.
Yeah, overrated is such a weird thing to say for a guy like Halliburton. What do you mean? What rating? What rating? What overrated? When people say he's one of the best point guards in the NBA, he's not. He's not. I don't hear anybody out there talking about him like, I don't even hear Iowa State fans who can occasionally get out, we as fans get out over our skis on players sometimes, right? We fall in love with these guys. And to say, I would even say Iowa State fans don't have this guy overrated. I've never heard anybody be like, oh, this guy's Jordan. This guy's LeBron. This guy's Kobe. This guy's Steph Curry. Never. What I've heard a lot of people say is, man, this guy is putting together one hell of a start of a career, isn't he? Like, the sky's the limit. Plays, Travis, I would even say there have been nights that he is one of the best players in the NBA.
I would agree with you.
Not even point guard. You don't put any qualifiers on it. There are moments you watch it and you go, this guy's.
Did you see the play last week where he winged it off the backboard?
Yes.
It came in and you're like, that's a level of thinking that a lot of players don't have.
It's that playground thing that not a lot of guys have. It's that playground mentality of, yeah, I think you just said it right there. They see things you don't.
Charlie says it was a poll of NBA players.
So how is that overrated? How is it overrated if it's your peers saying this dude?
Yeah, but your peers are saying you're overrated.
Oh, the peers are. I thought that was. I misunderstood that then.
Yeah, the peers are saying you're overrated.
Well, that's kind of frustrating.
Yeah,
because I don't see that.
You know what he does? He wins, and the Pacers are up 2-0 on the Bucks.
He wins. He has fun. He's a great ambassador for the game.
pretty active in the community, both Ames
That's
and
exactly what I'm saying. Ambassador for the game. Seems like a good dude. Puts up stats. I thought it was a coach that had said
no. Rick Carlisle was critical of the poll. So
okay.
Yeah, he took some
critical
exception
of the poll, saying that I was I had that backwards in my head.
That's my bad.
No. I'm sure it was my misunderstanding. This brain of mine.
This little brain of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
Try to get it out of my way is what I'm going to do.
Oh,
I got to mow today.
I'm getting a retaining wall put in right now, so they're wrecking my yard. So I'm not going to mow. I mean, I've got a skid loader going over it. It's just I'm like, oh, my yard's damaged. It'll get fixed, but I'm trying to add some value to my house, Mr. Realtor. I'm trying to add value to my house, leveling my yard, retaining wall, new fence.
Smart.
Taking your advice.
Things are moving and shaking, dude. Things are happening. I mean, I'm not saying get the retaining wall done and put the house on the market. It's not.
No,
what
I'm not
saying.
doing that. Because again, as we said, I have a 15-year mortgage that's pretty well paid down at 2.75%.
This is
touching that.
This is the point in the conversation when I close my book. I say you're not moving.
See, I like that, Ross, because there would be a lot of realtors who obviously are trying to make a living and want to sell a house. But the fact that you would go, why would you walk away from an interest rate like that when they're at 6.5 right now, 6.75?
Sit down and break down people's payments for them. I mean, unless
you have to move.
Unless you have to move, right? The deals that I've had here lately, it's families that are growing, families that are downsizing, folks that have passed away, and their kids are selling the property. It's people that have to sell and have to move. And really, I think when you start to do the math with people, you get them pre-approved. You show them a few houses. Hey, we love this house. All right, let's do the math. Here is what your payment's going to be. Like dude from Iowa said, or cash buyers. That's a very popular thing right now too. Something where you don't have to pay that interest rate is important. Again, our buddy Gary Presnell, we don't just wonderful guy for you to reach out to and say, here's my situation. Here's my interest rate right now. And if you don't know, you can find that stuff out. What situation would I be in if I bought a house at $350,000? $250,000, $150,000. You'll be blown away.
Oh yeah. And
so that it's people that are in that position of, I got to do this now. And that's where I'm more than happy to help those folks.
You may or may not have heard, and you may not remember. Do you remember ESPN play-by-play announcer by the name of Mike Patrick? He did Sunday Night Football for years.
I saw this came across a text group yesterday of like, oh man, Mike Patrick passed away. I don't remember this guy at all. No, it's not.
I bet if you Googled him, it's one of those things where if you Googled him, you'd go, oh, I know.
I mean, I've seen, since he passed away, I've seen pictures of the guy. He does not ring a bell at all.
Really?
No.
Because he did ESPN Sunday Night Football from like 1987 to the mid-2000s. He was the voice of the ACC. Him and Vitale did a ton of games together. I probably remember him the most because he was the play-by-play voice for the College World Series. So when I would cover the College World Series on a regular basis, Mike Patrick would be there. But he passed away yesterday at the age of 80. Here's what I was shocked at. I thought Mike Patrick was still calling games like a year ago. Mike Patrick hasn't called a game on ESPN since 2017. I'm like,
that's not that far back. Don't beat yourself up for that. That's not that far. It's 8 years.
Yes. But when you think, oh, he was just calling, I heard Mike Patrick last year on ESPN. No, you didn't. It was 2017. Then that's a realization. Time really goes fast. Really goes
I
fast.
saw the name and I was like, who's Mike Patrick? My buddy's like, oh man, famous ESPN announcer. He was a big part of the ESPN family for a long time. So and then instantly pictures of the guy start popping up on my X feed and all that. And I do not remember the guy. There's no bells ringing.
Wow. That's kind of surprising to me, but understandable.
Sorry.
Understandable. No, it's no biggie. What do you got planned for today there, buddy?
Got a fun coffee date this morning.
Oh, really? Is it a date or is it a business meeting?
It's more of the latter, but it was set up as the first. It's our buddy Ken Payne.
Okay.
Yeah. So going to get together, chat with Ken this morning. Got to mow today. I got to get that done. Not like I'm not in holy cow mode yet, but I'm in.
Oh, like we're close to being able to bail this stuff?
Not that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not there yet, but if I don't mow today, we might get there. So got to get it done today.
And the funny thing about that is all it takes is a day. I mean, you look out, you're like, I should mow, but I can wait. Then you wake up and you're like, why didn't I mow yesterday?
Exactly today is that day. In fact, now that you're saying that, I'm like, oh crap. I hope that I didn't miss that window. My yard, I've got this stupid Soiza grass, I think is what it's called.
Yes.
And it stays brown. It's real thick. But it stays brown. So I get these like green patches that start to sprout up, and I don't know. Looks like my yard's got cooties or something.
Now, do you have a self-propelled mower? Because you got the big side hill.
Yeah,
right
I do have
it.
Yeah.
Hard. Does that work going up?
Yeah.
And you go up, or do you try to go side to side?
I do it however I can do it. However, whatever, 220, 221, whatever it takes.
Oh, that's good stuff. I gotta facilitate a workshop this morning, and then I have to go to a fundraiser tonight. So.
I will tell you, I do think it's a big summer for me here at the Peterson house. I really do.
Really?
If Eli, he can start mowing the lawn for me. The hill has always been so daunting. I've been nervous about it.
Yeah, now he's bigger than you.
He's bigger than me. I did beat him in basketball last night. What?
Are you practicing for the Agency Iowa Logo 3? You're
practicing.
Some. You're practicing for the Agency Iowa Logo 3?
I wasn't. No, he's been challenging me. And, dude, it's been that thing where every night we get home, he's like, Dad, can we play basketball tonight? And the last couple nights I've been like, dude, I'm exhausted. I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. And last night we got home, and he's like, you want to play basketball? And I said, you've made the biggest mistake of your life. I'm at peak physical condition.
And then he said, loser mows the yard. Loser mows the yard. Thanks to John Morgan for coming on with us. We're going to be back tomorrow. Bruno going to be here with us. And if you want to listen to the show, go to therushradio.com. Also find it on all your favorite podcast channels. He's Ross Peterson. I'm Travis Justice. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
I'm loving these wooden nickels, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose everyone is catching on.
Just spend $20 to get a wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings on your next purchase.
Some of these are worth $5. That could be huge.
I know, right? That's why you have to spend $20.
It's 25.
Collect 10. It's like money back to you.
Spend 20, you get another wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings. It's huge.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
It's huge.
Spring is here, and so are spring pests. Whether it's birds in your dryer vent, raccoons in your chimney, squirrels in your soffit, ants in your kitchen, or bats in your attic, with over 20 years of experience, Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions can help. Call us today at 515-218-3400 to schedule your inspection and see how Bats and Bugs can help prevent your home from becoming their home.
You've dreamed about an absolutely organized garage or closet? See it for yourself at Absolute Garage & Closet's beautiful showroom in Urbandale. See the latest in garage storage, custom closet systems, and epoxy flooring applications up close, and imagine how good it will feel to have your garage, closets, or other spaces absolutely organized. Free consultations, friendly service, and quick project turnarounds, Absolute Garage & Closets is ready to bring peace of mind into your home. Visit Absolute Garage & Closets at 3169 99th Street in Urbandale or at absolutegarage.net.
Hi, I'm John Linares, sales manager here at Willis Lexus, and this month, with spring here, it has also brought some great deals. We have $1,500 of lease cash on RX, $2,750 on NX, and $3,000 on ES. And if you're not looking to lease this time around, we have low APRs available like 3.99 for 48 months and 4.49 for up to 60 months on select models. I invite you to stop in and visit with your favorite sales consultant or visit us online at willislexus.com.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Looking for the perfect golf escape? Experience links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.